Hello friends, you're the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing 1844. We're going into the third operating round of this set, and I realized a simple problem that, by the way, we are now at the point where the 6 trains will come out by the end of the turn. They will be simply exported. The problem is nobody's really eager to buy a 6 train. Everybody's aiming for that 8 train. There are 2 companies who will have to buy a 6 train. The VZ, the regional here, they only have a 3 train. That will go away, and then they're going to have to buy a 6 train. And that is actually the only one that is really forced to buy a 6 train. So we're going to see 1 6 train go away, and 1 6 train will be purchased. That means there are 2 6 trains left. Overall we have 4. There are 2 6 trains left. So unless somebody buys them, we're going to have 2 more sets of ORs until these trains go away. And that is for some players simply not acceptable. When the 6 trains come out, the 4 trains will become 4 H trains. That means, for example, this guy is then only sitting on a 4 H train. Same here, just a single 4 H train. He has 2 4 H trains. That might be okay for him. And he's gonna not have any. He's gonna not have room for a 6 train anyway. So he is train locked. He's train locked. The SBB could buy a 6 train, but they really don't need one. They have then 2 5 H trains. I guess they're gonna be fine with that, compared to company who only have a single 4 H train. This guy also is only sitting on a 4 H train. So I guess one of these players who only owns a 4 H train, or one of these companies, probably both of them, have to buy a 6 train, and then the 8 trains will come out. As long as the 6 train isn't exported, and as long as the 3 trains don't rust, nobody will buy one. And therefore, because most players are simply train locked, and therefore the game will continue during this operating round, and players trying to set up their rounds, their runs, their final big runs. Now I see that the train rush goes probably a little different in this game than it might usually go, simply because the F&M is not started, and I doubt it that we will see it getting started. The reason is there are still quite a few shares out there, and apart from the shares of the F&M, the others are good. You know, there are also 2 in here, so there are really not that many terrible shares. Most of them are actually pretty good, and therefore I don't see that anybody is really eager to start the F&M. You can say, okay, the goal might be to say I want to start it high and then help another company transfer some money. But you know, think about it. You need to buy 5 shares, or at least 3 shares, because 2 are already out there. So, but okay, you gotta invest in 3 certificates. I mean, that might be maybe even tempting. If you invest in 3 certificates, $300, you get control over $1,000. But these 3 certificates are really not that great. But they might be worth it. You got to spend $630 for the next train. And you can only run this train basically. It's not going to be a good train. It's not going to run for much. But okay, you can pay out constantly. So the company will make money. And then you can use the remaining money to feed your main company. That might be an option. So maybe we will see that happen, but I don't know. We'll see. So it's interesting, the most valuable company at the moment is actually the JN, a regional. And they cannot go beyond this column. They will go up then, and their maximum value is 200. So it's possible that these, and also the Cha, I can see it happen that they will get stuck toward the end of the game at the 200 value. That would make them clearly less attractive. So what happens now is the JN, they're gonna upgrade this tile here, and I just see there is actually one of these left, but we cannot place it like this because we cannot go here. Yeah, so that means we have to place this, and this is also the last tile available. All the others are K tiles. So that's very lucky, because otherwise these two companies would have a really hard time to get their connections done. And now the MOB and the STS are connected with their destination, and this guy is also the owner of the STS, therefore he did that action, and that gives them now the remaining money. So the STS and the MOB, no, the STS, wait a minute, no, that's the ST, is it the STS? I guess kind of messed this up. It's the STB, it's not the STS. That's the STB, and they get 450, and the mob will get 500 bucks. So this guy, he also realized that 6 problem, and he doesn't want to end up with a 6 train in here and a 5 train in here, and that's it. So his idea is to say, okay, if others are aiming for the 8 train, I want 2 trains in one of my companies, and well, okay, this one then goes with a single train. So the idea is to swallow here. The JN ran for 310 bucks. Good amount of cash is in here now, and as I already mentioned, they might get stuck anywhere. I mean, maybe not, but so swallowing is possibly not so bad for them. And then my idea was to buy the 5 train over to here once the 3 is gone. And well, if things go wrong, I have to do an emergency financing here, but maybe not, who knows? I mean, I don't know how much money I can eventually transfer, but it might be just 100 or 200 bucks that I have to pay out of pocket here to get a 6 train in here. And then over here we're gonna have this 5 train and also a 6 train, if I didn't totally miscalculate. I mean, I also have to swallow here, by the way, to make this work. So I'm gonna lose a couple of runs, but then I got 3 permanent trains, and that might be a good competition compared to other players who only have an 8 train. Okay, so now it's the CHA operating here, and this guy has pretty much the same problem. He's also sitting on a company with a 5H train, and then on this company with a 4 and a 3. one issue is that this company with the 5 train, the 6 train doesn't really help them. Or the 6H. They have, this is a company that can only run basically a 5 train in a reasonable way. You got these, and there is nothing else in the area here, right? They cannot go to Innsbruck because it has to be an H train, and this is worth 40 bucks. I mean, and you need 2 additional hexes for that. This is worth 10 bucks. I don't know. I mean, I really don't see any use. Even with an 8 train, I could only make 50 more bucks here. So I'm happy with my 5 train in here, but I got a problem somehow. I need possibly also a couple of better trains, 2 trains here, if I cannot get the 8 train. So I gotta figure something out here. But right now, I guess what I want to do is I also want to make the connection here. So I'm going to spend 60 bucks. And I can now lay this piece of track. And now we got a connection to this. And the RHB will now receive 500 bucks. Okay. So, okay, fine. So the AB, they upgraded this, which went down here, and they placed the cross here, which gives them a really strong run. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just amazing. That run alone is, I know, 160, 170, 230 with a 5H train. Amazing. And then they get another one here with the 4 train. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to really run for a lot of cash here. But the real interesting question is now, do I want to place a dot here or not? The next company would be the SBB. So I have now the option. I could close this off with the AB and the SBB. Now that obviously has quite some consequences. I basically control this whole area here and protect it from anybody here from the south, which is good. The other massive problem is that this guy here, the BLS, will not be able to lay this tunnel here, so they cannot get their money. They can probably eventually cut through here, upgrade this, and then build a tunnel here. But, you know, I mean, that's going to take them a while. And it's cost them another 60 bucks. And if then some real asshole somehow, you know, Bill messes around here, it's even possible they cannot get to their destination. On the other hand, do I want the token there? Except for pissing other people off. And I think actually no. You know, I'm planning to do a east-west run here in the north. I mean, it's nearly set up already. I can start here in Munich, then either go this way here south, just like that, and go to Belfort. I might also go somehow, I don't know, through this thing here eventually and take the double O bonus there. So that is a good east-west run. That is perfectly fine. The disadvantage is I don't go through a tunnel, so I'm going to make a little less. But that's the thing, you know, if this guy doesn't build the tunnel, because this is all blocked, somebody else then has to do it if we want that north-south run, for example. Am I gonna be the one? So I gotta spend basically 2 tokens here for my 2 companies if I really want to block this. So that's going to be $200. I got to spend another $100 here. We got a lot of terrain here, and depending on how we go, I don't know. I mean, this is very expensive. If I really want to do this all on my own, I'm talking $400 here or something, and I think this is not worth it, especially because I already have one up there. So actually, I think I'm not going to lay that token. I don't think that this makes a lot of sense for me. These 2 guys might do it, maybe. But I think he actually can operate at least. I'm not even sure about that. Yeah, he operates before the RHB, but not before the VZ. But the VZ does not have a token left. So we'll see. He might get away with it, if he's lucky. But yeah, I don't really see the need to do it. The goal of the SBB, as I already mentioned, is definitely to get 3 trains. So they need, I calculated that, they want to bring $260 in here, so that we have also 2 trains in here. And their basic idea is to make a run from Munich to Lyon with the 8 train. And that is not so impossible. We just have to make a connection here. And we got 2 companies, so we might be able to do this in 2 or 3 ORs. So yeah, it should be pretty easy actually. Maybe in 2 ORs. We already made a breakthrough now here. So you know, these are just 4 tiles. You can place them pretty easily. And then we got this massive run here, which is just totally amazing. I ran now for $700. I'm gonna need overall about $1,400. I'm gonna need 260 here. I'm gonna need about $100 here in terrain cost. So it's about 350 or 360, and then we need that train, which is close to 1,000. Not quite. I mean, it's about 950. We got to consider maybe a token or something. So I think $1,400 overall would be pretty good. And right now I'm sitting on 700, well, close to 800. I made a run for 700. I'm going to swallow that run. I can afford to do it, I think, because I'm going to make such massive runs in the end game with my 2 companies that falling behind a little bit isn't actually too bad. And I'm not that much behind. There are a couple of other players that might have an advantage of $200 or $300 at that point. But you know, I'm going to be able to get to my share limit easily. And then it doesn't really matter anymore if I'm a couple of bucks behind. If I make that money, I don't know, with every single company, it's you know, it's yeah, I got these very powerful companies. I got a good map position, so I don't think I got to be afraid here. So I think swallowing is fine. Yeah, the share value suffers a little. I agree about that, but okay. It's not that the others are so much ahead. You know, especially the AB is really doing well, and they are at 140. The SBB isn't doing great, but they are, it's still kind of in the middle, you know. They're not really so bad. With 100, that's okay. Okay, and then it's the, and from now on they're gonna be constantly out, while I think that some of the others will have to swallow or simply lose a run because they're out of trains. So the STB still is really doing well. They they don't have a clear vision for a route or something, possibly an east-west route, but they're gonna need an 8 train for that. I don't see how they can get that. They now upgraded Zurich and placed a token here. That at least gives them flexibility, although it's $100. And then they swallowed, but they could only run for 290, which isn't great. So they're definitely not doing that great. Now the whole character of the game really changed a lot. While it was this merger thing and you know, and trying to get some nice little runs and to shuffle the trains to get the train and the money into the companies. Now it is really this huge route building puzzle, and it is so hard to find interesting options. The mob, for example, they can now make this connection here, and then they have basically a connection. They could go to here then, right, even further, but they could lay a token here. Then there's the danger that the RHB places a token here. So they're considering placing a token here, and maybe that's the best idea. That kind of leaves track to here. They couldn't agree on not placing a token there, so that didn't work out. I rolled a die there. But they couldn't come to an agreement to leave this space open. Even if they cannot do an east-west run, you know, they are then in a pretty good position. They can even go like this. Yeah, that would be good. One kind of like this, which is pretty solid. They could also go simply like this. These are two valuable spaces here. Might consider placing a token here to secure Lyon, but then again, you know, I don't know. What is more important? It's very tough decisions here. They have a lot of tokens left, but they don't have a lot of money. Oh man. So here's the problem. We do not have the tile to make this connection here. This is fucking ridiculous. So right now, basically, if I want to make a connection, I gotta go like this. Okay, great. So I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. I'm probably going also this way here then. You know, right now I can go from here, I got my token here, then I can basically follow that line here, up here. I can even go here already. I might even consider placing a token there. And yeah, you know, it's not so bad. From there, I mean, I would love to go here somehow and, you know, exit here, but it's hard to get there. I have to upgrade this or build through here. I don't know. I don't know if there is a way to go. Probably I cannot go there. So I gotta go. Oh boy, this is all so fucked up. I think Zurich, yeah, Zurich will eventually be 4 spaces. So if we... I mean, that could be interesting. If we place a token here, we're pretty much granted free access through Zurich, because everybody who has a connection here then has already a dot there. So there is no danger that someone else might slip in there. Although it is possible that someone lays a tile here and then... Oh man, this is getting ridiculous. You know, this is the thing why, in a certain sense, I actually prefer to play these games solitaire. Because there are so many choices to make and so many things to consider. It's very hard for me to play this in a reasonable speed opposed, you know. I mean, pretty soon I'm just saying, okay, just do something and lay a tile or something. But if you want to really think this through, it's just amazing the thoughts you can put into these kind of decisions. And I love that a lot. And a lot of this goes away from me when I play a post, because people simply will not tolerate this. And they're right, of course. Now here's an interesting aspect. This guy wants to go to his destination. So he will place a tunnel here. That's for sure. So if I actually place a token here, I don't even have to do that. I'm going to be connected via this tunnel with this area here. But I think I want to place a token there. I think this is a very important key point here. So I'm going to go in there and place a token there, because this is totally the center of the board, right? It leaves me access to these open areas here, or to these city areas, but it also gives me access to these big east-west connection here. And yeah, that's I think that is a key point. So I think a token there will be useful. So finally now the last company, the BLS, reaches their destination. They're gonna spend $100 and oops, and they're gonna place this tunnel here. That is T3. Let's find that. There we go. And now we finally have a connection here. And yeah, we were lucky. The others could have hindered us here, and they could have brought us into a lot of trouble. But there was no real interest in doing so. I mean, they had other things to do, and it's, you know, $100 is a lot of cash just to screw somebody else over. So yeah, they didn't do it. And so that means now we get 450 into the company. And we're also close now to we don't have an 8 train, but that's going to be an emergency financing probably anyway, because we are train locked with the 2 4 trains. And yeah, the only option to avoid that somehow would be maybe starting the F&M, but I don't think this is going to happen. Okay, and now this is actually a connection here with this large, we have now an east-west connection here. So that would also now allow me to place a tile, a token, and I might actually consider placing it here too. That might be a reasonable option, right? That is an important... I mean, I also could go somewhere here, of course. Hard to tell. Yeah, I think I actually really want to place a token there. It might not give me an immediate advantage right now, but I think on the long run it can be very valuable. It secures the east-west route. You know, I already have a west connection here, even down here to Lyon. And kind of made a deal with this guy not to place a token in Genève. So if we somehow manage to place a gray tile here, or I don't know, or maybe we could kind of work together and, you know, make a connection here to Munich, we have actually a really good run there. So yeah, I think it's this is important, that nobody else just kind of slips in. And that also kind of means that the map is now really you know, a little bit cut off in half. I mean, this is just, there is this blockade right now, and the only companies that can run through that are the BLS and the mob. But it's not a big deal for the others too. They can make their east-west runs in the north. The SBB is working on this massive run here, because you also have that barrier here, and that's where the other companies are sitting. The company who actually is in trouble is the RHB. They are locked out everywhere. That's a big issue. There is basically no way for them to get a good run. This is blocked, so if they come from here, it's over here. There's no way right now to go through here. This is going to be expensive, and it only brings them here. They don't have access to these northern areas, really. It's the RHB is in a terrible strategical position right now when it comes to any bigger routes. I don't really see any good option for them. Well, I notice an interesting thing here. The bank is nearly broken. We're not even in the 6 trains, and they're just about, I don't know, maybe $1,000 or so left in the bank. I mean, obviously now when the 6 trains come, there's going to go new money into the bank, and it's going to be a lot. But I wonder if the 8 trains are actually really worth it. You know, if all that swallowing for him, I don't know, swallowing 2 or 3 times with these guys, and definitely I think once with them, was it really worth it? You know, couldn't he be so far ahead by now that nobody actually could catch up with that? Especially if the 8 trains would only last for 3 turns, or maybe just for 2 turns. And I have a feeling that actually might happen. I can easily see that if we go now in the next turn, if we somehow manage to get into the 8 trains, that the game might even be over at the end of the next cycle of operating rounds. I mean, I might be wrong, maybe not. It depends how many, you know, if a lot of players buy these trains, maybe we see a lot going in there, but I'm really not sure about that. It is totally possible that the game might actually end earlier than people hoped. Especially this guy who's totally, you know, everybody's building these long-term routes. Now this guy has just said, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to pay out. Maybe this game is over sooner than we think. And then I'm actually in a pretty good position. But we'll see. We might see a surprise here. So it is the end of the operating round, which means the 6th train goes away. And now all the 3 trains in the game are removed, which means this company is trainless, and a couple of other companies are only sitting on a 4H, because the 4H is now also, the 4 goes also now down to a 4H trains. Yeah. Okay. Now, it is possible from now on to start the F&M and they get the $1,000. But honestly, I don't think that anybody is going to do that. Especially now when... oh, that's weird. You know, I wonder... That's very interesting now. If someone starts the F&M right now, it might be even possible that the bank will break during the operating round, during the stock round. I don't know that. Maybe. But the thing is that there are other players who will buy shares. right? Not everybody is at its share limit. So that means, and of course the 3 shares of the F&M also have to be purchased. I think that overall players will buy shares for, hard to tell, yeah, maybe for $1,000 or so. So it's gonna be okay. The bank will not break at that point. But it's crazy. So now there is only this 1 share left, which is a bad share. But okay, some players said, okay, before I buy nothing, I'm gonna buy this, or at least this guy. That was his decision. Now everybody is at his share limit or a certificate limit, except for him, and he still has to buy 3 shares. So for him now the question is, do I want to start the F&M? You know, I mean, if I buy 3 certificates, I get the presidency, and I can basically get an extra certificate, even if it's just a bad one. And I think it's better than buying nothing. You know, the F&M will make money. It's not going to be a lot. It can run here for, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. But they're going to make some money. So it's probably better than buying simply nothing. Yeah, kind of sucks, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to start the F&M here. So now the F&M is basically started. He has to give him the presidency now, and he's now over the share limit. So what he does is he sells a share, and the F&M hasn't operated yet. So in this game, that means well, it has, first I got to place a token at 100. So now the share value will drop, and I will only get $90 for selling that because it hasn't operated yet. But okay. So the F&M received now $1,000, and everybody is at its share limit. This guy is still sitting on about $200, $250, and there you can see now big differences. This guy is sitting on 700. Here we have also 800, maybe more, maybe 850, 650. This guy is also sitting on 800, 850. This guy is going to take a hit though. He's going to buy that company a train. So it kind of looks like this player might be in the lead now. He basically paid out a lot. He didn't care too much about investing in the future. This company is okay, and this just paid out. With their 5H train, the Cha over here. So, you know, he played not very creative, but he just played very straight. And we'll see if this is good enough. If the bank breaks soon, maybe it is. Right now, there is still, I don't know, possibly kind of like maybe 1,500, maybe about $2,000 in the bank. But of course now additional money will come. A lot of companies will buy now trains. We got also now one additional company who needs a train, which will speed up the train rush a little more. So yeah, we'll see. if we see an additional set of ORs, or this now will be the last. One player still wants to buy a tunnel, and that is this guy here. He didn't do that yet. He's gonna spend 50 bucks for a tunnel company to have the option to build the Simplon tunnel here. That's the T4. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I guess we go then into the next set. I'm considering uploading this. It's a tough call. Let's do at least one OR. Actually, this guy will buy a mountain railroad. He can still afford it. And the last one, the B5. Oh, there are only 5. Interesting. And he's going to place it down here to help the F&M a little bit. You know, it's not... Maybe we can build some kind of stuff like this or something. We can run in a... Hooking up with the others is pretty much going to be impossible. Even if I help with the STB, I thought about that, you know, building track down here, but, you know, this is blocked here, and I don't know, options to go to gray there with the 3. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's so unlikely. So what else is there? I can basically just try to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run a 5 train here, and, you know, try to upgrade that stuff and make a couple of bucks. It's not good, but it will make me money, and it's better than owning nothing. And the company, the mountain railroad, will also make me money. I'm sitting then on 3 mountain railroads. I mean, that is a good amount of cash. And it doesn't count toward the share limit. So that is some kind of advantage I'm having here. So the Cha ran their 5H train as usual for, I think it was 210. And they paid out. And the AB, they ran the 5H and the 4H for 350. I think the 5H, one ran like this. I think, I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, I think I ran the 5H like this and the 4H like this. So that was 350, and they also paid out because they think they will swallow when there's only a 5 train in here. I hope they didn't mess it up. They want the SBB to buy the train, the 4 train in here. So if somebody else triggers a 4 train, they are in quite some trouble, but I don't think this is gonna happen. So now we have the JN, and yeah, the JN, now we will see. Let's see how we can, what we can do here. I got a 5H. I wonder if I should try to improve my route somehow. I'm blocked here though, so there are not too many options for me. I don't know. I think probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is what I'm running for. So that's 80. I want to save my money because I don't want to lay track now, because I want to give possibly the money to the STB, hoping when they swallow, when these guys swallow and then give the money over, I hope the STB can afford 2 trains. And I'm pretty sure they can. So let's see. That's 80. 180. 210. Okay. Yeah. So let's do that. I'm pretty sure this is going to be enough. I'm going to swallow again. So the value drops. And then I'm going to buy just keep a buck. It's always good to keep a buck. And then I'm going to buy the 4H train with everything I have in here. Okay. And then I'm pretty sure I can buy 2 6 trains. I hope I can. So we got about 700. Otherwise that whole thing makes no sense, but I'm pretty sure I can. That's 700, 1,000, 11. It's close. It's 11 something. Let's see if I can do it. Shit. It might not be. Maybe I can buy a 6 train and a 6H train. Let's find out. Yeah, so it seems I pretty much messed this up here. I think I'm gonna, it's not enough. It's not enough for 2 trains. I fucked this up. So, not sure what to do now, and it's honestly... I wonder if I should pay out, maybe. The problem is I got now 300 bucks in here from the last swallow, and I don't really know what to do with it. It's a shame if it just sits in the company, but it's not really enough to do anything. I could swallow and buy a train in here. I mean, that could actually work out. That's an interesting option. I could swallow, buy a 6H train here, maybe in a later turn buy it over, but I really don't think this makes a lot of sense either. Yeah, it seems like it's just pretty bad here. I think I just lost these 300 bucks. I basically just swallowed that run for nothing, it seems. I don't know what else to do. It doesn't make any sense to bring the money in here if I cannot buy 2 trains. Doesn't make any sense at all. So... yeah. Got 600 bucks in here. I mean, I could buy a single train, but I don't need to. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pay out the 2. What was it? I think it was 280. Actually, it was 21, and yeah, I paid that out, so it goes up instead. And yeah, as I said, this is pretty much lost then. Kind of sucks. Okay. And now it's the VZ operating, and they don't have a train. So they're gonna have to come up with something here. And they are also in a very, very bad shape. There's nearly nothing they can do here. They are also pretty much cut off from everything. So, yeah, what a waste. What a stupid waste. So, yeah, I can't help it. I gotta buy a train out of pocket. It's gonna be a 6 train. Got about 300 bucks in here, so I gotta throw in another 250 from my pile of cash. Basically, buying a 6 train for, I don't know, 200 or 250 would be okay. That's no big issue. But the problem is, there's nothing I can do with that train. It's ridiculous. I mean, basically, I can go from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. And I can run for about, I don't know, not even $200. I mean, this really sucks. It really does. Okay. And now it's the STB, and they are sitting now in the 4H train. No idea what I can do. I don't really want to buy that 6 train because I will not get another option. I cannot buy a better train or something. If I buy the 6 train now, I'm kind of stuck with it. But the problem is, if I don't buy it, but you know, maybe that is not quite true. I might considering buying the train down with the F&M. Huh. That's something I can do. Yeah, maybe I can do that. That's interesting. I think I want to do that. So, okay. I got my STB. And let's see. I'm still trying to somehow get something going here. So maybe it makes sense to upgrade this thing here. So here's what I do. It's not the best option, but yeah, okay. I'm gonna swallow here. That's $160 for these guys. It's not great, but as I said, if I don't want to get stuck with a 6 train here, I could simply continue running that 4H for a while, but I don't think this is such a great idea. On the other hand, maybe it's interesting. I don't think it is. I think I'm gonna buy the 6 train and then use it to go here. So to buy a better train with these guys. We'll see. Maybe in the end, I might even end up with a 6 train here, and it's even more complicated. Oh boy, but I don't know. Let's buy that train. We gotta do something. So for 630, I'm gonna buy the 6 train, and there's still one left in here. Okay. And now it's the BLS. They have their 2 4H trains. The BLS, they laid a second tunnel here connecting to Milan, which could bring a lot of cash, $90 in gray. And then they simply ran basically this route twice with their 4H trains. That was 26. I think that's the best they have. And they paid that out. And now we have the SBB, and yeah, that's a thing now. I mean, this is going to be now interesting. What are they going to do, right? There is still a 6 train here. They probably just continue running and paying out. Gotta check it. We'll see what we can do here. I mean, during this OR, the runs were not so high. Not at all, actually. You know, there are no more good trains. All the 3 trains are gone. The 4 trains have all become H trains. So it's not that impressive anymore. The SBB ran for 470, and I simply gotta pay that out. Yeah, I will pay that out. I'm not sure if this makes a lot of sense here. The problem is, damn, somebody has to buy that last 6 train. Now I'm hoping it's this guy, but it's not guaranteed. But, you know, I'm kind of hoping. So I'm just, yeah, speculate here. So, okay, it's 470, I think, and yeah, I'll pay that out. So now the SBB buys the 4H train from the AB for 260 bucks. We can only trade it for the actual value. So now we got about 900 bucks in here. That means I got to swallow once more with these guys to get the extra cash in here. But then it's okay. Don't ask me what happens if this train doesn't come out. I'm really pissed if that's not the case. And it's not for sure that it will be. So that would be really bad. We'll see. Okay, so then it's the mob. They are only sitting on a 4H train. I mean, they have even more problems than I do. The thing, this guy also sits now here on 800 bucks and basically waiting that this train goes away. He managed to set up, he laid that piece here, which now allows him also a massive run here, Munich, down all the way here. The connection is here, can make it here all the way to Lyon. Wonderful. But he needs an 8 train to do that, an express train. If he doesn't get that, he's fucked. And that's the thing now, we have that 6 train in here, whoever buys it loses the game. You know, that's a simple fact. Maybe he can somehow do it, but also for him, it's just so bad. So I think pretty much everybody hopes that this guy will in the end buy the 6 train. If it happens, I don't know, but I'm not planning to buy it, although I'm in a pretty bad position here. So the thing is, I only have a 4 train, that's my problem, right? I am the one who has pretty much the weakest train, just like this guy. So on a 1 to 5, I'm going to buy the 6 train and lose. I mean, if I don't buy it, I probably lose anyway. I could wait, on the other hand. Maybe I should just wait, so that I eventually get the good run, right? If I buy it, I just help someone else to win. If I don't buy it, at least I can get an 8 train eventually, and I'll probably also lose, but at least, you know, I'm not stuck with that shitty train, and eventually I can get an 8 train. I think that's what I would prefer. So, I don't know, on a 6 I'm gonna buy it, but I don't think I will. Okay, that's a 2, so I'm not gonna buy it, and I'm just gonna run the 4H train, which is obviously shit. And I can basically just run it kind of like this, for 80 and 100. So for 180 bucks, great. I'm gonna pay that out. So what about the RHB? They ran for 25, pretty lousy. But the thing is, this guy has the most cash. He's sitting on, I don't know, nearly 1,500 bucks. So maybe he says, okay, you know, if this game ends before, maybe the game ends in this set of ORs if nobody buys that stuff. It is totally likely, and then maybe my advantage will be good enough. I got the Cha, which is the most successful railroad, you know. I mean, okay, this one is pretty bad, but I got I'm not terribly, so maybe I can win that. So I don't see a reason to buy it anyway, because if I buy it, probably this guy will win because he wants to buy 2 8 trains. I don't want to buy an 8 train at all, maybe one, but you know, at the moment, I'm not too eager to push the trains here either. And now it's the F&M. And this is now the thing. What is it with this guy? We gotta see. Okay, so the F&M, I guess they're gonna go for it. So the idea is, I think I'm gonna buy a 6 train, then I'm gonna buy the 4 train over. And then I'm gonna buy with the JN I'm gonna buy that 6 train over to here, and then I can buy here an 8 train. And I might then consider even buying the 4 train back or something. This is I mean, the thing is, you know, if I don't do that, I'm gonna lose. Because I don't have a lot of cash here, so I'm screwed anyway. I gotta do something. I cannot simply run my trains. This is not good enough for me. You know, of course I could buy the 4 train in here or crap like that, but you know, that doesn't really help me. Basically because then I could not even go to this Milan place if I buy the 4H train, so I kind of have to buy the 6 train to go here. Then I only have a 4H train here, so I basically have to buy the 6 train. It's the only chance I have. I mean, it's not even a real chance, but you know, I think it's the best I can do. So I'm gonna buy that thing for 630 bucks. There we go. And then I'm gonna buy the 4H train for, I know I need possibly about 40 bucks here for terrain cost. So that's, yeah, I'm just gonna do it in a way that I have 40 bucks left in my company to place these 2 additional spaces here, and then I'm good. Okay, great. So this is it. Now we have about 400 bucks, 450 bucks in here. And if I then, you know, I might not even have to swallow with the other guy. If I buy the other train over, I can either consider swallowing here, or I just buy the train over for another, I don't know, 320 or something. And then I'm going to have to spend, I don't know, something like 200 bucks or so to get an 8 train in here, and then I have an additional, oh, it doesn't work. Fuck, I can't do it. I can't do that because I cannot buy the 6 train over. I can only buy H trains over. Oh boy, is that bad. You know, that means I might even, yeah, so I might as well buy the 6 train here. And then the problem is, nah, it doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work. The reason is, if I would do that, the AB then buys the 8 train, the 4 train goes away, and I don't have an option to transfer any money. Yeah, this is such a mess. I mean, the guy completely miscalculated everything. He's got now 450, you know. I got a lot of cash, but I cannot use it. I don't get it in the right companies. Cannot shuffle trains the way I want to. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Do I want to go with it anyway? Do I want to drag the game on by not doing anything? I don't know. Probably not. In the end, it helps everybody else, of course. But at least I got a 6 train here. I don't know, this is such fuck up. Okay, so I think that could work out. I'm not sure though. Yeah. So what happens if I buy the 6th train over here for, if I don't buy this train, so for, let's say, close to $1,000. That probably doesn't help. Got an idea. Yeah, that maybe I can do this. I could buy the train out of here. Yeah, you know, I think that's actually what I can do. I'm gonna buy the 6th train here for pretty much all I got. So then we got about $1,000 in here. That's enough for an 8 train. And then I'm gonna buy the well, yeah, I can then buy here's the thing. I'm gonna buy exactly what I need to buy an 8 train. Yeah, and I'm gonna buy the 5 train out of here. So I got both trains in here. I'm gonna bring some money in here, and I'm gonna bring the money in here. And then when the JN operates next time, I can buy a force purchase. I can buy the 6 train. And then I can buy the 8 train with these guys. That's the plan. And then I got the 6 train and the 8 train. Okay, so basically, I got $1,000 in here. So it was just like that. So the plan is, I'm gonna let's say I'm gonna bring. I don't want to make this too painful, but it doesn't really matter that much. Let's say we bring the $1,000 in here. Okay, and I think I want to bring about 200. That's 800. That's okay. It's just like that. So I'm going to bring about $200. I'm going to leave about $200 in here. It doesn't really matter that much. I think I can maybe do that. And yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna buy, oh, and I'm gonna buy the 5, no, I'm gonna buy the 6 train. Yeah, exactly. And now I'm gonna buy the 5 train for ridiculous. I'm gonna buy the 5 train for, I don't know, I need $40 in here for 150. Yeah. I bought, yeah, okay, I think that should work out. So here I spend now 900, get 150. That's a little too much. No, there was $100 already in here, right? So I think I should actually get another $10. Okay, great. So let's place them here. And now I got a force purchase here, a train, and that's going to be the 6 train here, the 6H. I got to spend a couple of bucks, but it's not that bad. Only about 100 or so. And here's a similar situation. And then I got a 6H here. I got an 8 here, and I can even buy the 5 train over again. Well, not quite though. I see the problem. Now I cannot quite do it. because, yeah, the problem is I'm sitting then here with the shitty 5 and the 6 train. That's not good either. So maybe there's a way I can just get enough money in here so that I can also have, I don't have to, that I still keep a bit of money in here. That would be great. So that I can buy the 5 train back. I mean, of course I can do it, you know, I got $1,000, I just have to distribute them in a way that I get basically, that I can keep here $40, yeah, to lay the track, just like this, and I can afford the train here. That's 900, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's the big A train, and then I got $1 left, which will allow me to buy back the 5 train. That's it. There we go. That should do it. Wow, that was tough. And next time we go into, yeah, I'm gonna load this up now. It was pretty hard, and we're gonna go into the next operating round with the next video. Hope to see you then. Bye.